After facing criticism, St. Michael's released a timeline today of what they knew and when they revealed it. Here's some of that, along with some of the other key turning points in a tumultuous week. On Monday morning, the school says it received a video of an incident in a boys' washroom and notified police. By that evening, the school says it received a second video of an incident in a locker room. On Wednesday, as the first media reports emerged, Toronto police announced they were investigating an alleged sexual assault at St. Michael's. The school released its first public statement and says it turned over the video. And on Thursday, police said they learned of the alleged sexual assault from media, not the school. The school was made aware of a third incident and then notified police. So far, there's been no information about that third incident. No details have been released. Our senior correspondent, Susan Ormiston, though, has been taking a deeper look at St. Michael's to give us a sense of the school. So, Susan, give us a picture of what kind of school it is.
Yeah, Rosie, better known as St. Mike's. It's over 160 years old. It was started by Roman Catholic Basilian fathers. It's a top-tier independent school in Toronto, one of a handful of boys' schools with over 1,000 kids from grades 7 to 12. It's highly competitive, a big sporting school. Some boys come on scholarship for athletics, and for most of the other students, parents pay about $20,000 and up a year in school fees. It has a well-worn culture and great rivalries with other private boys' schools in Toronto, and for the most part, a proud alumni. Now, earlier today, we spoke to John Schumann. He's an education lawyer who's handled many bullying cases and who also went to St. Mike's in the 1980s, and he describes it as a school of long traditions.
Traditions and rituals, and don't question the way things are done. So all of that, I think, kind of comes together and makes it into a school where this sort of thing could happen, because if it's happened before and sort of the things that kids knew have happened before, or it's what happened to them, or the sort of things that they experienced that made other people apparently great, let's do it too. I don't know if this was taking a preying on someone who was more vulnerable, but maybe they felt that someone who was more vulnerable, this was a way to sort of go after them. Or, like, we're the A group and you're the B group or the C group or the D group, so we're going to teach you who's on top.
Is that particular to boys' schools, do you think?
I don't think so. I mean, I've heard about it in a lot of boys' schools, but I think it's a particular to schools that have that sort of high pressure and, driven to succeed. You're there with certain expectations that you're going to act and behave and achieve certain things.
Because it's a fiercely proud school.
It is a fiercely proud school, and it has produced a lot of great students, and a lot of very big success stories have gone to that school.
Rosie, he also talked about different reporting structures. In some provinces, public schools have strict reporting protocol, but in some private schools, they may approach it differently.
Private schools, it's pretty simple. It's what the school contracted to do. So if the school contracted with the parents to provide a school where they would, treat this sort of thing harshly and respond quickly, and then that's what parents can expect. But a lot of private schools don't address this specifically in their contract or how they're going to deal with it. And they may incorporate a code of conduct, but that may not be a protection for some of, weaker or more vulnerable kids in the school.
Okay, so these incidents, they're not exactly new, of course, Susan. Unfortunately, hazing and bullying can be a part of school life for some kids.
Yeah, remember, Rosie, McGill University was forced to come clean and make some changes after a similarly violent assault on a freshman footballer more than 10 years ago. And there are many others we don't hear about publicly. Now, Toronto police, as you reported, are raising the prospect there are more victims here and more witnesses, which raises so many disturbing questions beyond who did this. Who watched the alleged assaults, who egged them on, who shared the video, and what should be the consequences for those who are bystanders but stay silent. Those are the types of big questions a lot of parents, not just at St. Mike's, are struggling with this week.
Okay, Susan, thanks for this. Appreciate it. Susan Ormiston in Toronto tonight.